To the first solo segment of Team S. I'm Slash, your host, and today we'll be taking a look at Fallout 4 for thoughts and comparing it to the previous games in the series. Now, I know a lot of people have got quite a few gripes with Fallout 4, and I know quite a few people also enjoy quite a few of the new features, so we're going to take a look. I am not starting from the beginning. This is not a let's play, this is a look through. This is after having played the game, pointing out a few things to people who might either be undecided or thinking of buying the game. Now obviously there are going to be some spoilers, so I will warn you up front. Right. Just going to have to wait for it to load. That is one thing in the game I will bring up straight away though. The loading times are atrocious. Now, Skyrim had some terrible loading times, and I've come to expect a few things from Bethesda RPGs. They keep me gripped in immersion, and that is a fair enough ordeal. Unfortunately, Fallout 4 does quite a few things to break the immersion that Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, and even Oblivion brought to me. Now, I didn't play much of Oblivion. I was absolutely addicted to Fallout 3. And New Vegas, I played it a couple of times before putting it down. It just didn't grip me as much as Fallout 3 did. So, first of all, quite a few people have been jumping up over the new base mechanics, and some people find it hit and miss. You like it or you don't like it. As you can see here, I'm quite a big fan of it, but I like mindless middle management stuff. You can see I've built my own little town, started up, giving people the basic needs of the wasteland. Now, some people don't like this at all. They just leave it the moment it pops up, and I completely understand that. It's quite complicated. Some of the features are very needless, and to be fair, there's no good tutorial. It just kind of slams it down in front of you, gives you a few basic pointers, and off you go. I didn't even know how to connect wiring to other things until I'd gone through a few trial and error cases. One of the other good things about Fallout 4, I will admit, is the new crafting system. Now, I know every game in its dog seems to be aiming towards crafting in this day and age, and that's mostly because of the success of Minecraft, it seems. However, I like this. You can mod out your weapons, give them a personalised touch. As you can see, I've done that with quite a few weapons, and I've given them cheeky little names. We've got the boomstick here, my shotgun, nighttime, a dart gun, righteous authority, the game named that, but I modded it. The shish kebab, an old favourite from Fallout 3. The beginning, the first gun I picked up in the whole game. Still got you, baby. The choo-choo train, which is a modified version of the railgun, and the Ravager. So as you can see, it allows you to give your weapons a more personalised touch, which is nice. I will really admit that's nice. Armour is a bit more finite now. Back in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, oh sorry about that, you was only able to equip a head and a body, and that's the case with some things in this game. However, armour, you can equip it, it's more variable now, it's a very nice touch. And another big improvement they've gone on is the power armor. As you can see, my power armor's here. You can see I've got jetpack on it. It's a very nice thing. Power armor actually makes you feel like you are wearing power armor now, which is very, very nice. With it, you can you actually feel like you are a titan within the wasteland. You're not just some bloke who's wearing... Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas didn't give me a big sense of wearing power armor. It just made me feel like I was wearing a new costume. While Fallout 4 definitely does. The change in the screen, everything. It's very nice. I was let down by some of the modifications for it. The jetpack is... well, this is all the jetpack really does. I mean, I suppose I wasn't really expecting full-on flight, but to be fair, I was expecting a little more, I suppose. I don't know if that was a real letdown, but it wasn't a deal breaker for me. The one annoying thing about the power armors is that they need fusion cores in order to run. Now, I get this is a balancing issue because you get power armor fairly early on in the game, which is understandable. See, in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, you had to work for your power armor. You really had to get in there, make sure that your power armor was yours. You had to find it, you had to find the perks in order to wear it. So I appreciate that they tried to balance it out here. The one big thing, however, that's really griped my gears about Fallout, and I know a lot of game critics and game reviewers they've gone ahead and they've slanted this, but the voice dialogue system is just terrible. Now, they made a big step, and as you've noticed here, I'm a naughty person and I've done a glitch. I've done a naughty glitch and a naughty glitch over there. But yeah, a lot of people have griped on the system because Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas had great conversation systems. They had great dialogue trees and they did everything right. Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, again, great. You had some memorable conversations in those games if you've played them. And if you haven't, I really do suggest at least picking up Fallout 3 and playing it through before you dive into Fallout 4. It's definitely worth your money. Definitely. And see, the conversation system has been severely dumbed down for Fallout 4. However, with the combat system being dumbed down, the FPS system has actually been upgraded. Now, you can't tell it so much here because I am in the power armor. My build does work around the power armor. And you can't really take it, but it has done a lot to emulate cover-based shooting such as Call of Duty and Battlefield. And it is a nice touch. It's a lot more fluid. You find yourself relying less on the VATS aiming system, which if you're new to the franchise is basically this. It allows you to select specific parts of your target and pick them off. It allows you to do critical hits as well. I only really find myself using it if I come against something like a Behemoth or a Deathclaw, which, very nicely done. I remember in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, Behemoths and Deathclaws, especially Deathclaws, were nothing. Because by the time they rolled around in the game, I suppose I was just too high leveled for them to actually do any damage to me. So it was a nice touch that in Fallout 4 they actually became a viable threat. See, with them actually becoming a threat in Fallout 4, it added a lot to the game. I was actually thinking to myself, oh shit, there's a Deathclaw. Of course, being in power armor does make you virtually untouchable. So I suppose it is kind of a balancing issue. I think I've only died once from a Deathclaw attack, and that's when I spawned in, and so did two Deathclaws. It's supposed to be an event where both of them fight each other to the death, but I suppose they took one look at me in my power armor and thought, fuck it, we gotta go fight that guy first. I've not got so much of a problem with that, but it just would have been nice for them to have been upped on the challenge a little bit more. Now,
thanks for helping us out, Trudy. You did good. Now, let's talk business.
He said that every single time I played this game and walked past him. So the conversation is a little more buggered than usual. Now, if you haven't seen a conversation tree in Fallout 4, you remember how it was in Fallout 3. You'd have many options, the options to ask different things. Now you speak to them, and you've got one info asking question. You've got a maybe, which I don't even see the point in. Why would you be maybe? Then you've got barter and not interested. So we're not interested in buying chems from him. That's it. We're done. It is a massive disappointment on the conversation system. Honestly, Bethesda has seriously screwed up here. And while I can say it's definitely a try of something new, maybe that's what they were going for, but they've basically just done poorer on BioWare RPGs. Now, BioWare RPGs do have some great conversation systems, but they have nothing on Bethesda. They've definitely dumbed down, say, the Mass Effect conversation system, where it didn't need it. They've also gotten rid of the Karma system, which I don't know how I feel about that, because a lot of the Karma choices were pretty black and white in Fallout 3, but I did like it. It was a nifty little touch. Damn it. Started running a bit short, haven't we? Unfortunately, that is not a problem with me, but more so one with the game, I feel. There is a lot less content than what I expected. Oh, excuse me. Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking, it'll probably be DLC, but I don't know. I can't really excuse that. A game should come out fully contented and fully packaged. I understand having DLC in the future, but there is a difference between making a game and then ripping parts off for DLC, and then there is making a game fully loaded and then making DLC additional. Obviously, there are 4 factions to join, which is it's much better than Fallout 3's Work with the Brotherhood and Steel. I like it. As many of you may be able to tell if you've already played Fallout 4, I chose the Brotherhood of Steel for this playthrough. Don't ask me, I'm a soldier through and through. Also, I like the flashy power armor. You seem to run into a lot of random events here, which is nice. It's nice. It does make the game world feel a lot more alive. Now, I know a lot of people have been talking about the game world feeling a bit more alive, especially with the colour schemes. There is definitely a lot more colour. It's one of the first things I noticed. Even in the vault, there's definitely a lot more colour in the vault when I first stepped into it. Now, this is both a double-edged sword for me, and I don't know if many of you will agree. But while the graphical upgrade is mostly appreciated, I mean, Bethesda RPGs have never had the greatest graphics, and we've kind of come to accept that. They stand alone on their gameplay merit and not on graphical innovations. That is something that's plain and easy to see. However, with Fallout, you can't have too much colour. Now, I know that sounds weird. You know, why do we want another grey, common, militaristic shooter? Well, yes, this is true for games like Call of Duty and Fallout. You don't want another grey, drab, militaristic shooter. But for Fallout, let's be honest, the world got fucking bombed. Everything got flipped to shit, and everything dies. Very few things survived. You can tell this from every little thing. I don't like there being too much colour in a Fallout game. It breaks the immersion. I don't feel I'm in a wasteland as much. I definitely preferred the Capital Wasteland over the Commonwealth for these reasons. Now, the Commonwealth has still got a few nice touches to it. It definitely still looks like shit got real here. But there's just something missing. It's not got the same drabness of the Capital Wasteland. Or even the Mojave Desert. Is it the Mojave Desert? I'm probably expressing here that I didn't play Fallout New Vegas as much as I probably should, despite everyone telling me it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I think it was just the love of having Roman legionaries around. Hello, what's this? As you can see, everyone is highlighted red on my screen. Now, this is because of a mod that I have. This is a nice little nifty bit. Even your armour can be modded like the weapons, as I showed. So in my power armour, I have every living thing highlighted. I have a tactical red for my headlight, and I have the jetpack as I showed earlier, which is nice. It's definitely nice. It adds more customization to the game and definitely makes you express builds a bit more. But with one step forward, Bethesda has slightly taken 2 steps back. Because while they've given us more freedom with things like our guns and our weapons, they've severely hampered the perk system. Now, I won't spend too much talking about this, because I know every single gamer out there and his dog, every reviewer and every critic has spoken about this. And it'd be rather pointless for me to drab on about needlessly talking about the perk system. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that it's a nice perk system, but it feels rather lackluster compared to its predecessors. In all, I say that Fallout 4 is a brilliant game, but when you compare it to things like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim and Oblivion, it does pale slightly in comparison. But in due respect that Bethesda was trying new things, so we can't let them off too much. We have to have innovation in this industry, otherwise we might as well just keep renewing the same games over and over. And I know a few franchises that have been doing that for so long, and quite frankly it's getting insulting that they still try and charge me 60 quid for a new game. Call of Duty! Now, I know a few people have been talking about online mode for Fallout, and this is a fairly good question. See, ESO managed to pull off one of the best PvP experiences in my mind with their PvP map. Their co-op was less to be desired, but it was expected of MMO. Now, I actually found quite an interesting argument not too long ago that Fallout could have still been a completely solo interactive single player while having a separate PvP arena in which players could compete with the armor and weapons that they collected in single player on different factions. So, for example, if your character had joined the Brotherhood of Steel in the story campaign, you would go to these PvP fields as the Brotherhood of Steel, and you'd be fighting the Railroad and the Institute and things like that. I found that to be a quite neat idea. I don't know, it would have to be implemented pretty well, but I don't think Bethesda would ever take it in that direction. So it's mostly why they handed ESO off to ZeniMax. But it was a nice idea. Mostly what I've been seeing though is conversations on what they think, on what people think the newest DLC is going to be. Now, from what we've seen of previous DLC, we don't really know what to expect, because Fallout has been quite strange with its DLC. It's been raising the level caps and allowing you to continue on after the game end, but they've already done this in this one. There is no hard level cap, and there is no stuck after the end. You can continue playing. It's not the end of the road once you've completed the game, which is nice. I really do like that. Fallout 3 really grinded me up the wrong way for making me buy that as DLC. However, I can't help but feel like with that, Bethesda is really going to have to lean on the story for their DLCs, which is no problem. Bethesda comes up with amazing DLCs. Dragonborn, Hearthfire, Invader Zeta, or is it Invader Zeta or Mothership Zeta? Broken Steel, Into the Pit. All of those were great, and I'm getting beaten up by Murloc, so it is something slightly strange of the game. The difficulty curve varies on enemies. Now, I know how the leveling system works, and everything will match your level the moment you see it. But the problem is that too many enemies vary in their levels. I find Deathclaws to be ridiculously easy, while Murlocs like this just ripped apart 2 parts of my power armor and caused me to empty out my whole shotgun, which is not a nice comparison. You don't want your feared creature to be the little Murlocs, you want it to be the Deathclaw. Unfortunately, Fallout 4 has just got too much of a varying difficulty curve. It's not something I can get as immersed in as I did Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Now, Fallout 4 in... Oh, Ironsides? What the fuck is this? I have no idea what this is, but I fucking... What the fuck? It's a ship! What? Sorry, I know I was talking about important stuff here, but... Fuck, it's a ship! What are you doing here? Oh my god! Oh my... Nope, get away from me. Get away. It's a bad robot. Bad. Ooh, ammo. Violence will not be tolerated. Well, you shot at me first, you dick. Ay, ay, ay. The robots in this game, they're fairly easy to beat. I find them to be ridiculously easy, to be fair. And the maps can get quite... Whoa! Where you come from? Now, one gripe I did have very early on in the game, and I haven't heard too many people comment on this, is the local map. Now, back in Fallout 3, you got stuck in a vault or some other place that you're supposed to be exploring. You have a look on your local map, alright? You find out where you're supposed to go, have a look around, and presto, you'd be done sorted and back to exploring in a few minutes. Fallout 4's local map, in 2 words, is total shit. I mean, honestly. I have seen cum stains that were more decipherable than Fallout 4. Honestly, it really tickles my pickle when games just, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Honestly, there was no need to go and fuck around with the local map. You completely made it fucked up. Now, I can't really access the local map at the moment, but it's so fucking awful. And a few more things. Some enemies are just ridiculous. Now, I know some enemies resist certain things and other things, and I just don't get some of them, especially with the weapons. I mean, my shotgun does 100 damage, right? Fair enough, it's a shotgun. I suppose it's supposed to do a lot of damage up close and personal. My rifle, at the same time, does 93 damage. Okay, I'm liking this. But this laser rifle that I'm holding, 36 damage? You're a laser rifle! Now, I understand this has probably got something to do with the mods I've got on each weapon, but honestly, for a slice of realism, I'd like to imagine that the laser rifle is the more fucking powerful gun. Seriously, Bethesda, you fucked it up. The laser rifle is supposed to be powerful. Ugh. Sorry, I lost track of my train of thought there for a second. Okay. So do I have anything else to complain about? Well, yes, I have a lot of stuff to complain about. For example, look at this. I've just jumped down into a hole of robots. You saw all of them firing at me. You've seen apparently how weak my weapon is compared to most. Alright, I know I'm in power armor. Oh shit. Okay, that complaint has to be slightly retracted. But I will admit my armor was low, there were parts of it missing. I know that's no excuse. I do know that's no excuse. But did you see how fast they was losing their health? Now, it's probably my fault for not keeping an eye on my health. But their health goes down so quickly that they can't really be considered a challenge. Now, for when I am keeping an eye on my health, you'll probably notice I have so much stuff to help me. Now, this isn't even funny. I know you're probably thinking, oh, Slash, you're level 52. Of course you've had a lot of time to accumulate Stimpack. I've been burning through Stimpack since I was level 5, alright? I have never gone through any part of the game where I didn't have at least 10 to 15 Stimpacks. That is the lowest I've ever gone, and I think the most I ever burned on a Stimpack was against a fight with Kellogg. Spoiler alert, he's the guy who steals your son right at the beginning. Now, I must admit, the story they come up with Fallout 4 is pretty gripping. It draws you in. There's a nice, clear objective like there was in Fallout 3. There's a clear goal of someone you need to find, just in Fallout 3. It leaves you a massive trail to follow, just like Fallout 3, across the wasteland to find the person who was left in your life, the family member that was taken from you, just like Fallout. Oh, wait a second. This is pretty much just a plot to Fallout 3, just reworded a bit. Instead of trying to find your dad, you're trying to find your son. Instead of him running off to go and help the good of the wasteland rather than, babysitting your poignant ass, your son's been kidnapped. And to be fair, I don't like drawing too many comparisons to Fallout 3. Who am I kidding? I love drawing comparisons to Fallout 3. But I feel they could have gone in a much more different direction. I know the story is different in many respects, and I respect it for that. And it's definitely improved on the formula of Fallout 3 by allowing you to choose which faction you join. However, with the whole family member thing, I just kind of feel, isn't there anything more important in the wasteland that people will fight for? Most of the people I run into don't give two shits about their family. My companion Kate, who seems to have buggered off for no reason. Doesn't give two shits about her family. She killed them. Spoiler. And honestly, I feel that Bethesda could have gone out of their way to make a more interesting story. Now obviously the tie-ins with the factions and the Institute, very interesting, very well done. But honestly, they need to move more away from the family side of things and come up with some more innovative ideas, in my opinion. Fallout New Vegas demonstrated that very well by having a random Joe dropped out of nowhere, caught up in current events, and his shit got fucked real quick. Now, I don't know if anyone else have a gripe with that, but that's just my thoughts and opinions on the matter. And that's all I really have to talk about for Fallout 4. I hope that anyone that tuned in for the time enjoyed this, and I hope to see everyone else again. Anyone that couldn't join us and is catching up on YouTube, I hope to see you again for the next time. And to everyone else, have a good night. And buy Fallout 4, it's a really good game despite everything I said. It's actually a very good game. Bethesda has done very well again. They just need to buck up and tame a few things as usual. Also, glitches. There are lots of glitches.